The Grand Blackwood Hotel, imposing, grey. A century of secrets clung to its stone walls. Perched atop a windswept cliff, it stared out at the relentless ocean. Fog, the hotel's constant companion, swirled around its feet. Built in 1924, the Blackwood had once been a beacon of luxury. Now it was a fading beauty, its grandeur tarnished by time and tragedy. Inside the hotel was a labyrinth of dimly lit hallways and echoing silence. Each footstep echoed in the vast emptiness, a constant reminder that you were not alone. On the third floor, at the end of a long deserted corridor, lay room 303. Its oak door, scratched and faded, was always closed. A brass number 303 hung askew, a silent sentinel guarding the secrets within. The air around the room felt different, colder, heavier. Housekeeping staff avoided it. Guests refused to stay in it. Legends whispered of a young woman, her heart broken, who had taken her life within those very walls. Some claimed to hear her mournful cries echoing down the hallway at night. The room itself was sparsely furnished. A single flickering lamp cast long, dancing shadows on the walls. "I'll never forget that night," Emily shivered, her voice barely a whisper. She had been a skeptic, scoffing at the stories surrounding room 303, until she experienced it herself. She had checked into the Blackwood on a whim, drawn by its eerie charm. They had offered her room 303 at a discounted rate. Against her better judgment, she had accepted. The moment she stepped inside, a chill ran down her spine. The room was freezing, the air heavy and oppressive. She tried to ignore the unease gnawing at her. Night fell. The wind howled outside, rattling the windows like skeletal fingers. Emily lay in bed, unable to sleep. Then she heard it, a soft sob coming from the corner of the room. The sobbing had stopped, but a lingering sense of dread remained. The stories surrounding the Grand Blackwood Hotel were as numerous as the grains of sand on the beach below. Each tale, passed down through generations, added to the hotel's grim legend. But one story stood out, a tale whispered in hushed tones, a story that sent shivers down the bravest of spines. It was the story of Amelia Blackwood, the hotel's original owner, and her forbidden love. Amelia, a woman of unparalleled beauty and spirit, had fallen deeply in love with a young artist, a man far below her station. Their love, though passionate, was doomed from the start. Amelia's family, scandalized by the affair, forced her to end the relationship. Heartbroken and desperate, Amelia locked herself in room 303. Days turned into nights as she wasted away, consumed by grief. Amelia's tragic end left an indelible mark on the hotel, a stain of sorrow that seeped into its very foundation. Over the years, guests and staff reported seeing a woman in a white gown wandering the halls of the Blackwood. Her face, always obscured by shadow or a veil, held an expression of infinite sadness. She moved silently, her footsteps making no sound on the hardwood floors. She was a fleeting apparition, a whisper of movement seen from the corner of your eye. Some dismissed it as tricks of the light, shadows playing on the mind. Others, however, knew better. They recognized the woman in white for who she truly was, Amelia Blackwood, forever searching for the love she had been denied in life. One night, a young couple staying in the room next to 303 awoke to the sound of soft weeping coming from the adjacent room. The man, John, curious and more than a little frightened, crept towards the connecting door. He pressed his ear against the cold wood, listening intently. The weeping grew louder, filled with a heart-wrenching despair. John opened his mouth to speak, but the words caught in his throat. He watched, mesmerized and terrified, as the woman slowly began to fade. The most unsettling story, the one that truly cemented the Blackwood's reputation as a place of dread, was the tale of the vanishing guest. A young businessman, Samuel Davies, had checked into the hotel for a week-long stay. He was never seen alive again. Samuel had been a man of habit, meticulous in his routine. Every morning he would have breakfast in the hotel restaurant, always the same table by the window. Every afternoon he would take a walk along the cliff-top path, his briefcase in hand. But one day, Samuel simply vanished. His belongings remained untouched in his room, his briefcase containing important documents, was found abandoned on the clifftop path. Samuel Davies's disappearance remained an unsolved mystery, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked beneath the Blackwood's grand facade. The truth about the Grand Blackwood Hotel and its haunted history remained elusive, shrouded in shadow and speculation. Was it truly haunted by the restless spirits of its past? Or were the stories nothing more than folklore, exaggerated tales spun to attract thrill-seekers and the morbidly curious? The answer, like the hotel itself, was a mystery. The stories, passed down through generations, were like the whispers of the wind, impossible to ignore, yet difficult to grasp. They were a chilling reminder that some secrets are best left undisturbed, some mysteries better left unsolved. The Grand Blackwood Hotel stood sentinel on its windswept cliff, a silent testament to the passage of time and the enduring power of fear. It was a place where the veil between the living and the dead seemed thin, where the past refused to stay buried. It was a place where the shadows whispered secrets, and the wind carried the echoes of forgotten tragedies. The Grand Blackwood Hotel, with its imposing facade and breathtaking views, held a dark and tragic past. Beyond the luxurious amenities and elegant decor, there lurked an undercurrent of sorrow, a sense of unease that permeated every inch of its being. The hotel's history was inextricably intertwined with tales of heartbreak, despair, and unexplained phenomena, making it a magnet for those seeking a glimpse into the supernatural. Local lore was rife with stories of the hotel's troubled past. Whispers of accidental deaths, suicides, and strange occurrences circulated among the townsfolk, each tale adding another layer to the Blackwood's sinister reputation. Some spoke of a fire that had ravaged the hotel in its early years, claiming the lives of several guests. Others told of a string of suicides, each one more bizarre and unexplained than the last. One particularly chilling tale involved a family who had checked into the hotel for a summer vacation. The children vanished without a trace, their disappearance leaving behind an unimaginable void. The truth, however, remained elusive, lost to the annals of time and the Blackwood's ever-growing legend. Despite its troubled past and the chilling stories that surrounded it, the Grand Blackwood Hotel remained open for business. Whether driven by morbid curiosity, a thirst for adventure, or simply a lack of alternatives, guests continued to book rooms within its haunted walls. And with each new guest came a fresh wave of stories, each encounter adding to the hotel's macabre allure. There were tales of objects moving on their own, lights flickering erratically, and disembodied voices echoing through the empty corridors. Guests reported feeling unseen presences in their rooms, a cold touch on their skin, or the sensation of being watched. The hotel staff, hardened by years of strange occurrences, took it all in stride, their matter-of-fact demeanor only adding to the unsettling atmosphere. One guest, a paranormal investigator drawn to the Blackwood's reputation, claimed to have captured EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, in room 303. The recordings, filled with whispers, disembodied voices, and what sounded like mournful cries, sent chills down the spines of those who dared to listen. The investigator, convinced that the hotel was a hotbed of paranormal activity, vowed to return, determined to unravel the mysteries that lay hidden within its walls. The Grand Blackwood Hotel, with its haunted history and unexplained phenomena, continued to captivate the imagination, drawing in those brave enough to confront the unknown. The Grand Blackwood Hotel, shrouded in mist and mystery, remained an enigma, a place where logic and reason seemed to dissolve into the swirling fog. The stories, the whispers, the unexplained occurrences, they all pointed to a truth that was as elusive as it was terrifying. Was the hotel truly haunted, a haven for restless spirits unable to find peace? Or was there a more rational explanation for the strange and unsettling events that plagued its halls? The answers, like the ghosts that were said to roam its corridors, remained hidden, lost in the labyrinthine hallways of the Blackwood's history. The hotel stood as a silent sentinel, its secrets buried deep within its foundation. It was a place where the past refused to stay buried, where the line between reality and nightmare blurred, and where the truth, like the fog that perpetually enveloped the hotel, was ever shifting and impossible to grasp. The Grand Blackwood Hotel, with its haunted legacy and enduring allure, continued to beckon, a siren song for those seeking a glimpse into the unknown.